Welcome to Love Life for Singles. I'm your host, Jane Donovan, and this is the show that helps you to have a connective, successful, and most important of all, fun social life.
Today I'm going to be talking to you about the fear of rejection and how to face rejection, how to overcome rejection, and how to live a life bravely, being able to go out there and achieve whatever it is that your heart desires without the fear of rejection. So first off, I think it's important to understand that being accepted is one of our most basic desires. Everybody wants to be loved, everybody wants to be accepted, everybody wants to be liked. So therefore, the fear of rejection is probably one of our biggest fears. Now, the more that you've been rejected, the more living that you've done. So if you're somebody who's had a past of having had a lot of rejection in your life, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. I really want to emphasize that so clearly. You are not a failure. You're actually one of the brave people that's been able to step forth, face what they're wanting, go after it, and then have received the word no. Now, how can you overcome the word no? How can we handle hearing the word no without having it take away from us our ability to step forth and seek what it is that we're desiring? By building resilience, this will enable you to bounce back quicker after you've had a failure. So building resilience really is a key to overcoming the fear of rejection. Now, there are many different ways that you can build resilience, and I'm going to talk about a few of them now. Now, if you're somebody who's never failed, then perhaps you're someone who's protecting yourself from taking risks. Perhaps you really are so fearful of rejection that you don't give yourself permission to go after what it is you're desiring. Now, that is understanding a fear that is probably based well in your past. It could be that you have a memory of being 7 years old or 17 years old or a young age where you were rejected, and it was such a painful experience that you've changed your life so that you've protected yourself from experiencing that pain again. Now, I want you to understand that what has occurred in the past does not mean it's going to occur in the future. Fear is an acronym for false emotion appearing real. So when you go into a situation, or you want to go into a situation, but the fear is preventing you from going into that situation, it could be that the past memory of your failure is preventing you from moving forward because you are expecting to have the same outcome this time. Now, by looking clearly with an adult head at this particular experience, recognize it's not the same experience. No two experiences are ever the same. It's not the same people. You're not the same person. You're not the same person as when you were 7 years old or 17 years old. You are a different person now. You have many more skills to offer. You won't be facing rejection on the same level that you did at 7. Take the time to look at your past. Take the time to really explore a past scenario where you have been rejected. Recognize all of the different components of that. It could have been rejection of asking somebody for a date. It could have been rejection after a relationship had well and truly commenced. It could have been rejection in the workforce. It could have been rejection of a friend. It could have been rejection of a schoolmate. It could be a million different scenarios. They are not being reproduced in the now. This is a different scenario. You have a clean slate every time you step forward and grab a new opportunity. Okay, so recognizing that every new opportunity that you are presented with to achieve your success is not the same opportunity that had you rejected in the past. Take your time to really clearly grasp that concept, because every opportunity you are being given is a unique one that is based on the reality of that particular moment, that particular opportunity with those particular people. It's not the same as your past memory of rejection. Now, another way that I want you to look at building resilience is I want you to understand that coping with rejection isn't about protecting yourself from further rejection. It's about building resilience to rejection. So if you can build your resilience, you are then placed in a situation where you can be braver to go after what you are desiring without the fear of having a no. So how do you respond to a no? Here's my big tip. Don't take it personally. It's important that you understand that when somebody is saying no to you, they may be saying no for a million different reasons. Many of those reasons are probably nothing to do with you. So let's look at the reasons why somebody might be making assumptions and saying no to you. They may be saying, no, I don't want to go out with this person because they have the same career as my ex did, and I found that she was, or he was, fill in the blank. So they've made an assumption about all people within one career. It could be that they're not ready for a relationship, or they may be experiencing the fear of dating, or it could be a physical thing. Maybe you're too short and they like tall. Maybe you're too tall and they like short. Maybe you talk too much and they like quiet, or you're too quiet and they like talkative. Maybe they are interested in somebody else at the moment. Maybe you look like someone that they don't like. So you see, you're worthy of the right person, and these people are making assumptions about you based on their past experience, which has nothing to do with you. If you're asking somebody out for a date and they say no, it could be that you remind them of somebody who is similar from their past, and therefore they've made a huge assumption that you are the same as that person. They don't know you. How could they possibly know that you are or are not the same as that person from their past? However, something you have said or done, or the way you've presented, has reminded them of that person. It's taken their memory back to the time that they were hurt, that they were rejected, and therefore they are protecting themselves from you based on the assumption that you're going to be behaving the same way that that other person did in their life. Well, guess what? That's their stuff. And you can let that go. That's nothing to do with you. Other people's assumptions are nothing to do with you. So that's the number one tip for facing no. Understanding that it's likely that it's not about you. Assumptions are something that other people control, not you. So by understanding this, the quicker that you're going to be able to bounce back from a no, to bounce back from a rejection. The next step towards building resilience is getting educated. It's looking at why you could possibly have been rejected. So while some of the time it could be somebody making an assumption based on their past experience, there also could perhaps be a bit of a pattern occurring as to why you are receiving a no. Is there something that you could be learning here? Is it the first impression that you give? Are you being realistic? Or are you setting yourself up to fail? Take the time to educate yourself by doing a short self-assessment. Now, I'm not talking about overthinking things. I'm not talking about spending a long time in a negative environment where you're looking deeply at why you got a no. I just want you to give a little short self-assessment. Am I presenting the right way? Is everybody rejecting me because of a particular reason? Is it something that is bothering me? If it is, look at how you can change that. And then recognize that the next opportunity that comes along, the same may not occur because you again are now not the same person. Building resilience is also about grabbing new opportunities. Being involved and open to new opportunities and chances to try again. Recognize that each new opportunity is a fresh start. Don't bring the past into this opportunity. I remind you again of the acronym of FEAR. Leave the past in the past. This is a fresh start. Another way of building resilience is to speak your truth. Don't be delusional. If you have found that feeling rejected makes you feel sad or hurt or unworthy after hearing a no, I want you to understand and own the emotion. Own it, but only own it for a short time. Explore the truth and then move on to the next opportunity. And I want you to try again and again and again. Building resilience is about working out what you do want, working out what you don't want, and never giving up. Realize that you're increasing your chances of success by the law of averages. Now let's look at your self-worth. You are worthy, and you are worthy of the right person. Now, being rejected is not about your worth. Your self-worth is not related to others' opinions. If you find that your self-worth is related to others' opinions, then I encourage you to take some time to really learn to love yourself a bit more. Look at your strengths and weaknesses. Document them. Know yourself so that you are not emotionally vulnerable to allowing others to tell you who and who you are not. It's really important that you take the time here to not be emotionally vulnerable to other people telling you of your worth. Now, another nice trick to deal with this is to give yourself positive affirmations. And if you're looking for some good examples of affirmations and how to use them, please visit our website at www.social8.com.au and then click on the affirmations tab where I've written a good dozen or so various affirmations that you can use and also how best to use them. Now, facing rejection really is the same as facing success. Let's talk about a footballer I know, a very successful AFL footballer. Now, he plays in the forward line. For those of you who understand football, it means he goes for the goals. He's the one to kick the goals. Now, when he kicks a point, in other words, when he fails at kicking a goal, he actually gets really excited. He knows his batting average. He knows that his success is just around the corner. And therefore, he knows his very next shot at goal is highly likely to be successful. So take a tip from the AFL footballers. Take a tip from any of the successful athletes. And they will all tell you that the more that you fail, the closer you are to success. So facing rejection is really another way of facing success. Now, if you go after your success without concern for failure, you will always succeed. So take the time to build your resilience, heal the past, don't make assumptions, don't enable others to tell you your self-worth, and you will be successful in dating. So I hope this has helped you to overcome any fear that you may have of rejection. And in closing, I'd like to say, please don't let the past define you. Go after the success that you want, knowing clearly that you are truly worthy. I look forward to your feedback as always, and thank you once again for listening.
If you're ready to step outside your comfort zone and really engage in having a connective, successful and fun social life, then head to my website, janedonovan.com.au, where I have links to all sorts of opportunities and resources just for singles. And most important of all, I really want you to remember, you are worthy.